How's it going, guys? Welcome to Manny's Tuning. And on today, we're going to be doing a battery relocation on 97 through 2001 Honda Prelude. So let's jump right into it. Now, I've already completed the job, but I wanted to walk you guys through on what to do, what to buy, and how to, run things in your engine bay. Now, I'm sure this will work for a lot of other years and a lot of different vehicles, but this is how I did it. So I got a 2-gauge wire and I ran it through this wire loom right here, and I routed it through. This is my main positive wire, and this is ran through the chassis of the vehicle. And I got a breaker, I guess it's called a distribution block. Sorry about that, had a little spaz. But this also connects to your fuse box. Now you have one that's going to go to your starter. That's going to run from your distribution block. It's going to run all the way up to your starter. So these two will connect. And this wire, I routed it for your fuse box. Now the other one is for your alternator. You're not going to have to touch that. The only wire that you will have to touch is your power wire. That's going to be your red. So you put that, you mount it up to the chassis. I tried keeping everything as original as I possibly could. Now for the factory location, you're going to have a big battery right here. There's going to be 4 bolts. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to have a bracket on the bottom. And it's just going to be these 2 screws. Now I utilize these two for grounds, as the factory negative post required 2 grounds from factory. One was right here and the other one routed down to the transmission. Now I kept with the 2 factory grounds, or 2 grounds to the chassis, just so I can make sure I'm completely grounded. You can get these for $7, $8. They're called Dorman ground straps from your local hardware store or your auto store. So AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Napa, Advanced Auto, CarQuest. I think that's a store, but yep. So you routed it through. Let me turn this radio off so you guys can hear. All right. Now, pull this up. Really easy to do. Put it to the side. Pull this off. There's a clip in it. Be careful. And it's going to route down. You're going to route it right alongside your chassis. Just ensure that you're not chafing. Making sure the wire's not going to rub up on anything that it's not supposed to, causing a short to ground. And you can also run it up through the bottom of your seats. It's very simple. On the bottom, there's 2 tabs that you can pull out, lift up the seat, drop the rear back, and then you can guide it through. And now for the back. The plate that I used was the factory plate. I mounted it up, and I had a buddy actually weld it. They actually welded the plate. I used the factory box right here, and I used the factory tie down. And then I got a splitter for the positive. This is ran through on the side. Let's see if I can pull this back a little bit. Still not completely finished with the job, but it's basically to the point where you will be able to see how to do the job. Now you will see that it's routed along, and right here would be where it would look pretty, and you wouldn't have this excess wire. But I'm not done yet, and I do have other plans. So if we're following right here, like I said, the factory calls for 2 ground points, and you can ground one to the back next to the trunk area. Make sure you ground there, and you will split down to a second, and this is going to take you to another factory ground location that you can add. So it'll give you a ground to the chassis. It'll also give you a ground for your wires to chassis. So that's as factory as I was able to get it. But there are some modifying that you can do to get things to look very well and nice. But this is just a little update video on some stuff that I have been doing. I might add a sub to it, but that's for a later video. I don't know yet. I kind of like the factory system. But one last thing before you do anything as well, and make sure that you add a fuse, an inline fuse. I will show you what you can get. Me personally, I'm going to use a 150 amp fuse, and I'm going to interlink these in between. Just cut, and you crimp new connections on. That way, if you get too much voltage out, it'll stop it before it goes out somewhere else. That's really important. And some other people, they get resettable fuses. That's another route. I probably should have looked that far and gotten myself one, but I didn't know about them until I was already doing the process. But for now, that's going to be the majority of it, and a rough breakdown and run around on how to do the battery relocation on a 97 through 2001 Prelude. Thanks.